Love one another. And as we know, that's easier said than done. Love one another. Okay, look around at all the people here. And you all steadfastly look at that end. Look around at all the people here. Now look around again. That's better. Look around at all of us here in the pews. Love one another. Okay? We are the raw material of God's love. Look at those sitting next to you, the people in front of you, the back of whose heads you see, Sunday by Sunday. Look at the people on either side of you. We are told in no uncertain terms to love one another. We're not told to love the nice ones. Really. We are not told to love the respectable ones, the progressive ones, not even the Anglican ones. No. Love one another with all its difficulty and all its complexity. And we have to sound and look and be as if we mean it. It's easy to be a clergyman and stand in a pulpit and look sincere. I remember someone said to me once that I looked sincere. They didn't like my reply, which was Hitler was sincere. We are the evidence of this love. That's why I wanted you to look round. If we can't find the love in each other, then we might as well pack up and go home. If we can't touch Christ in each other, if we can't look into each other's eyes and know that we are accepted and loved and celebrated by each other, then there's not much point. And when we look at the evidence here of love, we are actually confronted by Christ. The person in front of you, behind you, the person wearing that really nice coat, the person who's scruffy as ever, whoever they are Christ to us. And we, harder to hear, are Christ to them. The passion that we see in each other, the passion in each other's eyes, the passion in each other's lives, the passion that we reach out to, if we're brave enough, here in church. The writer of John's Gospel asks us simply to take a chance, to open up to those around us and risk loving. We are the evidence of God's love, hard though it is to see. It's in each other, not most of the time, not a bit of the time, but all the time. And we've tidied up that passion, haven't we? Because being respectable is so much easier than being passionate. And we put the passion back in the cupboard. You know those cupboards, when you open it, it all falls out all over you? Suitcases and things like that upstairs. Well, that's what happens when we put our passion in the cupboard and hope people won't see, and then all of a sudden, the doors are opened of the cupboard and all that passion that we try to hide, try to look respectable about, falls out all over us. The poet Swinburne in the 19th century said, "For their comfort's sake, the church served up only half a Christ." When we open the doors of the cupboard we put our passion in, only half a Christ falls out. Not the whole of it. Not the amazing strength of it and love of it. How tempting it is to serve up only half a Christ. As we look at each other and see passionate people here at St. Matthew's, I want to think about passion today. I'm aware that faced with it, we become a bit shy and reserved and embarrassed and Anglican. We look for easy words and trite ideas about the faith. Ideas that don't take us over the top. Ideas that are sensible, but not terribly dangerous. The philosopher Wittgenstein said, "How do we make meaning in our talking and in our living?" He said, "The only things that have meaning are the things we're prepared to die for." That's passion. Here, I believe, is the context of the passion. Passion in all its scariness, in its rich forms. Passion comes from the root passio, meaning pain and suffering. Passion, if you like, meaning the crucifixion of the Christ and the bread broken at the heart of the Eucharist. Here is the passion. Passion, meaning the orgasmic, ecstatic energy of loving abandon. That's the business we're into. So pain and death and sex have always sat close together and even embraced each other. It's no accident that in the Middle Ages in England and still in France, the metaphor for orgasm is the little death, le petit mort. Pain, death, and sex have always sat close together and even embraced each other. It's no accident that we're called on to be passionate, to touch and hold and look into the eyes of each other. When we try to hide our passion, I believe we're trying to hide what tells each other about ourselves. When we can be passionate, the person next to us gets a better look at us. That's why I wanted you to look round today. Sunday by Sunday, we look at each other and we get over familiar with it. So-and-so was here, so-and-so wasn't here. Oh, they're not looking as good as they used to. They're getting old, you know. Isn't it nice having young people around, making us feel good? The look at the heart of the church. But if we try and hide that, rather than seeing it giving information about ourselves and our God, we're dumbing down our faith. Nothing more than harmless religious sitcom, a Coronation Street of church that helps us pass a pleasant hour or two each week, but keeps the reality out of sight. in turning the pain and suffering of the death of Christ into hot cross buns and Easter flowers on crosses, who are we protecting? Who are we protecting from the passion? The children or ourselves? In keeping the heart of ourselves, our sexuality, if you like, out of sight, when we ignore and repress the glorious sexiness that is part of St. Matthew in the city, part of our Christian worship, when we ignore that sexuality that informs us and excites us, whenever we get together intimately, closely and with each other, in doing all this, are we shutting off a vital part of God's incarnation at the very heart of us? After all, we all have deep, hidden lives that we bring here Sunday by Sunday and peep at each other with. I know how much of a temptation it is to hide in the work I do as a psychotherapist. The temptation to help people fit into this passionless world. Do you remember the book, The Passionless People? I forgot who'd written it, and I was asking everybody this morning, and it's Gordon McLaughlin. The Passionless People. About the passionlessness of the world in which we live and the people we have to do with. It's a temptation to hide it, to keep it out of sight. And this passionlessness we do in the church as well. We offer people an anodyne, safe, exorcised experience. Well, everyone can belong because little is demanded and little is celebrated other than the sanctification of the normal. We make everything normal wonderful, and we miss a lot by doing that. What I'm suggesting is that we look for that place in ourselves, that part of us as a community and as individuals, where passion lies hidden. The passion in the person sitting next to you, where we can feel it tentatively, an echo of how things once were and still could be. And rather than hide that passion, the pain, the ecstasy, we are called on to risk showing it, encouraging it, letting it live. That's what the resurrection's about. Letting the passion in all of us, the life in all of us, the ecstasy in all of us live. Because that's the people we're called to be. I'm not joking. This is for real. Before you go home, allow yourself to feel passionate. Find some way in feeling passionate. Find the person who brings that passion out in you. You could even tell them. They'll run, but they might come back. It's the lifeblood of loving. We are called to love each other, as John says. We're called to make that real and not something twee that we say in church when we read this gospel. We're called to be in touch with each other. Look with your eyes. Look with the love that keeps you going. So, have another look round at people Okay. Find someone you don't know and look at them. Right. Have you all found someone you don't know? Have you? Right. The job then is, as soon as this service is over, that person that you found, because you found that person, has some passion, resurrection, some life to show you. Go on, I challenge you. Go and say, I see the life of Christ, the resurrection of Christ, the passion of Christ in you, or you. Watch where my fingers are going, and you. Greet them, smile at them, love them. Tell them that they are of inestimable value to God and to each other here. People don't just come to St. Matthew's and then go away. People come to St. Matthew's to be part of us, part of what makes us the people we are, the passionate people that can change the world. Amen.